show you something that I wrote in C Sharp just for fun. It's part of a robot project I've been working on, mostly to render the environment as he is wandering around my house autonomously. So there's going to be a two-dimensional map that is going to take sensor data from these sonars and render things. Starting that project, I wanted a way to draw to the screen very easily. So I wrote a small rendering engine that is basically just drawing to a canvas in a universal Windows application. But the implementation allows me to write simple programs like little games and things like that for it, or some simple animations and let them play, or to feed it data from the robot. So I'm going to run that program now, show you a little bit about what I'm talking about. This is the simple program here. I'm going to go ahead and start the noise renderer. What this is it just shows a bunch of blocks on the screen. It's a way for me to test its performance and see what kind of frame rates I'm getting. So here's the noise renderer. And that's just going to cycle through this animation, then it's going to go blue, more of a program styled animation, and then I'm going to hit escape to get out of that. The next program that I wrote for this engine that I made is an implementation of Conway's Game of Life. If you're not familiar with the Conway's Game of Life, I am providing a link to the Wikipedia article I worked from. The game consists of 4 simple rules. So I'm going to go ahead and start it, and then I'll explain those rules as we go. So Cellular Automata is starting. And the playfield starts populated with living and dead blocks. The bright blocks are alive, the dark blocks are dead. There's a record here of how many alive versus dead blocks there are. The way the game plays is any live cell with fewer than 2 live neighbors dies, any live cell with 2 or 3 live neighbors lives, and any live cell with more than 3 live neighbors dies. Finally, any dead cell with exactly 3 live neighbors becomes a live cell. So I start the program off with a seed for the play field, but I can pause it, and I've wired in mouse events and keyboard events so I can control the play area here while it's paused, and then start it, and you'll see it'll go ahead and resume play. And I can click things and just set them off. This is called a beehive. This will go off. Create a pattern here. So that is an accurate implementation of Conway's Game of Life in C# in an engine that I wrote. I'm going to go ahead and exit to the main menu again with the escape key. And I'm going to show you the next thing that I wrote was just a simple Pong implementation. I wanted to add some collision detection to the program. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. And you see here I have a little bit of physics. This paddle is reacting to my keyboard presses. You can see it has a little drag applied to it, and it slides a little bit. And I'm getting good collision detection with the ball, good frames. Everything's good. I'm going to let it score on me. You can see it does increment the score. There's no AI going on right now. It's a pretty early version of the implementation of Pong here. But once again, Pong's not a very impressive program. What I'm showing you here is that this is implemented inside of a C# application that I wrote for making these simple little games out of very short, easy scripts. I'm going to include the source code in case you guys want to take a look at that, and I'd be glad to answer any questions about it. The last thing that I want to show you before I close this particular demo, I wanted to be able to feed data directly to the programs as they run, so I implemented something like a cheat console. So I can press the tilde key and bring up this console up top here, and I can say things like set background color and give that a ARGB value in bytes, so that'd be 255 for full bright, and then 255 for red, and we'll make it just bright red. And there you go. So that's the console working. I'm going to go ahead and hit escape to go back to the main menu, and we can press escape to exit, but I can also use my console and just exit. And that's that. So that is my cellular automata. I will show you some more software with the robot software in another demo. Thank you.